Well, hello lovely people, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. If you've just stumbled across me by accident, come on in, grab yourself a cuppa, and let's talk some autumn winter plans, sewing plans. So in my last video, I kind of left you hanging a bit because I'd said I was going to talk about my plans, and then I waffled on too long about my October makes and didn't get round to talking about what I'm got coming up. So here is a bonus extra video telling you what I'm planning to make in November/December, maybe even a little bit of January. It depends really on how things go and how much time I get for sewing. So I have a lot of fabric here to show you and some plans to talk through. Yeah, so let's get started. First of all, I will just show you what I'm wearing before we crack on with the plans. This, if you remember from my last video, from my October makes, was one that I didn't quite get a chance to make in October, so I didn't make it into that video, but I have now made it up. So I'll stand up and show you. It's the Simplicity S9451, I think, but if it's any different, I'll pop it along the bottom of the screen. It's the ruched t-shirt, which I've done with long balloon sleeves, and having said that all the patterns were coming up with sleeves a little bit short on me, these are actually really long, but I don't mind that. I'd rather that way round than short. So I'm not 100% sure about how it looks on me at the moment, so I've worn it today. What I do when I'm not sure on a pattern is I wear it all day and see how I feel at the end of it. I think overall I've enjoyed it, so I think it's a goer, but it's a more sort of fitted silhouette than I'm used to, and I can't seem to quite get this bit right here. I seem to have excess fabric here, but I think it's because this ruching needs to go down a bit lower. Pull it down a bit like that. But yeah, overall I'm pretty pleased. I do like the neckline on it. It's like a little sort of stand-up collar, and it's kind of gathered on this sleeve here, on shoulder, that's what it's called. It's gathered on this shoulder, and it kind of ruches down, and then it's gathered down on this side seam. I think I might need to just take a little bit out from here. My problem is I just did a straight size 16 because that's what kind of fits around the middle, and I even slightly graded out the seams at the waist just to give me a bit more wiggle room, but that's probably too big across the shoulders for me. It's the shoulder seam where it's not ruched, as you can see, comes like right down here, and I think it should be more up here. So I think I am going to have to do some grading next time I make it, which is slightly difficult because the pattern pieces are not straightforward. But I think if I did a smaller size, so like a size 14 up here, that might get rid of some of this excess. It's only on this side where the ruching goes, but as long as I don't stand like that, it's not noticeable. So overall, I think it's a success, and I will wear it, and I do have plans for another one, as you will see. So scooch back. That's the top I'm wearing. Let's crack on with the plans. Where should we go first? So first, what I'll show you first is, I also in my last video said I would explain why I was wearing that green and blue top again, and there was a reason behind it, and then I never told you what that reason was. The reason was that I'm planning to make more of the same. So I just really love how that hack with the South Bank neckline and the Somerset top fits on me, and so when you come across a shape you really like, just stick with it, in my opinion, and make it in all the colours and all the fabrics. So I have 3 more planned in these 3 sweatshirts that I've recently purchased. So the first one you will have seen already. This is the one that I bought from Bornella Fabrics at the Knit and Stitch show at the beginning of October. This gorgeous green with the ladies' faces, but they look like It looks like animal print from a distance. And Becky at What Beck Sews has used this a couple of times and looks amazing in it. I'm hoping that it will suit my colouring. I think it will. I'm kind of getting into wearing green at the moment. And with the black and white contrast in it, I think it'll really look great. So yeah, that's going to be another one of those Somerset / South Bank mashups. Let's pop it on the floor. Next, this fabric I bought from, oh goodness me, Handmade Fabrics. It comes to me eventually. Does anybody else find that? Anybody else struggle to remember names of things and then half an hour later it comes to you? Yes, Handmade Fabrics, and it's a poppy fabrics sweatshirting, and it's this gorgeous sort of teal, dark teal. Yeah, it's more of a teal than a true blue. It's coming up more blue on screen, but it's dark teal, soft sweatshirting, the same kind of, they're all the same soft sweatshirting like the green and blue one. So they should all work just as well, with this kind of, it's cream rather than white, cream design on it. I just really liked the colourway and fancied another top in that. So that will also be the Somerset / South Bank. I need to come up with a name, don't I, for what to call it. It's just my mashup sweater at the moment. But yes, that's number 2. And then for the third one, you might recognise this fabric, only in slightly different colours, because it's the red and lilac version of the blue and green one that I already have. So this I bought from Little Legs Fabric. I think they did have it at Make, which is where I got the blue and green one, Make Fabric Boutique in Plymouth. I think they did have it, but they were sold out by the time I came to buy the blue and green one. So I managed to track this down online at Little Legs Fabrics. So another red, and it's actually a lilac rather than the pink. But yeah, that's going to also be the same mashup sweatshirt. So that's three jumpers that I'm planning on, which should keep me nice and snuggly. But I just find those really useful because I can wear them for work just with like a pair of trousers, and they're smart enough for work, but they're just really comfy and snuggly and warm. So yes. Right, next let's jump now to, it's knocking the light, some tops that I'm planning. So let's do this one first. This is the fabric that I bought from Roy's Material World at the Creative Craft show at West Point the other day. That was back in tail end of September. I bought this one and didn't know what to make out of it. So it's this gorgeous purple, I don't know really what the designs are. I think they're flowers, but they kind of will also look a bit feathery. But yes, I just really love the colours in this. And it's, what do you call it? An Italian modal jersey, I think. So it's a bit thicker, but it's got some really good drape and really good stretch. So this is going to be one of these. So I'm going to make another Simplicity 9451. I'm pretty sure that's the number. Out of this purpley fabric, because it's got the lovely drape to it, even though it's a bit thicker, I'm hoping that it's going to take the shape nicely. So yes, that's the plan. If when I come to it I decide that I don't actually like this style after I've worn this a few more times, I will switch to a different long sleeve top, potentially the Somerset, but with the normal like crew neckline. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. But the idea at the moment is to make another one of these out of this. And then I've got some woven tops that I'm planning on making. First up, Let's do this one first because I know which one I want to make with this. This was the fabric that I bought at the Knit and Stitch show. It's a Fabric Godmother Papillon viscose crepe with the butterflies on. And this is going to be a Pattern Emporium lyrical shirt, like the one I made in the tiger fabric. That's what that's going to be. I have another Fabric Godmother fabric that I also bought from the Knit and Stitch show, which is this sort of burgundy coloured one with all the pretty flowers on. And that will be potentially another Pattern Emporium lyrical shirt, or potentially the Tammy Handmade Faye that I've made recently. It'll be one or the other. It'll be another long sleeve blouse that I can wear for work. Yeah, I think I want a long sleeve blouse out of it because it's quite autumn colours, isn't it? It's pretty autumnal, so I think long sleeves is the way to go. This one I also know what I'm going to make with. This was another purchase from the Creative Craft Show at West Point in September. But this is Lady McElroy cotton lawn. I think is it cotton lawn or is it? No, it's viscose. It's a viscose lawn, I think. And it's this hydrangea print fabric. And that is going to be a Tilly and the Buttons Samara top. I just kind of pictured that as a Samara top for some reason. So that is what that is going to be. I then have another rogue fabric that I don't know what I'm going to make quite yet. So this was an impulse purchase from the Fabric Obsession. Thank you, Bex and Adele, for corrupting me and tempting me into buying fabrics. This was I think it was a remnant, or it was in their sale anyway. So it was very reasonably priced. And it's this fabric, which anyone who follows the Fabric Obsession will recognise. And I've got the teal colourway. I think, yes, this is the teal colourway. But it's a cotton fabric. It's a cotton satin. So it's got some structure to it. Got a bit of structure to it, although it is still very soft. And got some good drape as well. So I'm not sure what top I'm going to make from it yet. It will be a blouse of some description, but I don't know what. So, answers on a postcard. Anyone got any suggestions what I can make to show off this gorgeous print, this like tile print, in a blouse format? Pop a comment below if you've got any ideas as to what I should make with it. Something that can take a bit of slightly more structure rather than being completely drapey. So I'm thinking maybe not too voluminous sleeves, although maybe that might be quite interesting to have some dramatic, proper structured puff sleeves. Don't know. I'm open to suggestions. Let me know down below what you think. So that's all my blouses. So that's, what, 4 blouses I'm planning. So I've got 3 jumpers, a t-shirt and 4 blouses. This one is quite, I'm going to say boring. It's not boring. It's something that I will make a lot of use of. I just got some very plain black viscose fabric from Rainbow Fabrics a little while back, because I need another pair of black trousers. I had some viscose linen black Thea trousers. I think I made Theas, yeah, which I wore for work all the time, and I wore them so much they got very thin and got holes in, so they've gone in the bin. So I bought this fabric to replace them. This is actually a little bit sheer, this fabric. Don't know if you can see. Can you see me through it? It's a little bit more sheer than I was expecting, but I think it will be all right. I don't think anyone's going to see anything too much through it. And what I'm thinking is, rather than make the Theas again, I think I might make some closet core Pietra trousers, because they've got them gathered waist, so it's flat at the front, but then the rest of the waist around the back is gathered, and with the fabric being gathered, I think that will make it less see-through. So that's the plan, is to make some closet core Pietra trousers from this, which I can use for work. I've now got another rogue entry, which I wasn't planning on making, but has snuck into my to-do list. And this was again a purchase from the Fabric Obsession. It's a bad move watching their live videos on a Friday lunchtime. It's way too tempting. But what I bought is this gorgeous cord fabric. This is the Inkberry colourway, and it's so soft. It's really lovely, this fabric. It's really good quality cord, and for this one I am planning on making a Tilly and the Buttons Noah, which again is not a pattern that I thought I would be making. This is the second of Tilly's new patterns that I've seen launched at a show. So the Samara top was at the Stitch Festival back in March. Saw the pattern on the stand, and Sophie said, "Do you want to buy that one?" I said, "Nah, it's not really my thing, I don't think." And then after the show, saw lots of versions that people had made up and thought, actually, I do really like that one, and bought it. And I've only made one so far, but I have plans for more of them. And the Noah pinafore dress is exactly the same. It was launched at the Knit and Stitch show, saw the pattern on the stand. Sophie said, "Do you want to get it?" I said, "No." It didn't appeal to me at all. But again, I've seen versions made up by people and think it looks really good. So I think quite a few vloggers I've watched have said exactly the same thing, that the pattern envelopes don't always do the best job of selling the patterns. And I think that's exactly the case with the Noah. It just didn't really grab me from the images on the front of the packet. It's only having seen other people's made up, and in particular Becky from What Beck Sews, her versions just looked amazing. Clearly I don't quite have the same figure that she does, but you know, I can see it working for me. And so I'm going to give it a go in this fabric. And I originally bought the fabric thinking I'd make some Thea trousers, but now I'm really liking the idea of a pinafore dress instead. So that's what I'm going to make. And I just think it will go really nicely with all the purples that I've been accumulating recently. So if we look at... I think even that one, although it's a slightly different shade, I still think they go together well. This one's going to go really nicely with it as well. And even, I think this one, because it's got little pops of purple in the flowers, I think that will also go really well. So I think it's going to be very useful. We shall see. I can't remember the last time I wore a pinafore dress, probably when I was in primary school, but hey, I think this will be a smart version, and I'm going to do I think I'm probably going to do the V-neck version, so I think that gives me more options with necklines that I can wear underneath it. But yes, that's the plan. We shall see how it turns out. And I'm quite excited to make this one. So after I've made the Aspen dress for Sophie, which is the one that's next up on the list, this is going to be the one after that, because I'm really keen to get cracking on that. So 3 jumpers, a t-shirt, 4 blouses, a pair of trousers and a pinafore dress. But that's not all. I have one more plan. And this is for month 3 of the Busy Bee Sewing Challenge, which, if anybody's been watching my videos previously, is a challenge that Sequin Girly Sam has been running. There are various vloggers who are doing the actual challenge. I'm not one of those, but I'm just taking part in my own little way. So the first month, September, was the pattern challenge. It's loosely based on the Sewing Bee. So month 1 was the pattern challenge, and there were 4 free Marilla Walker patterns that we could choose from, and I did the Belmanite dress, and I've got a video all about that if you want to pop back and have a look. Month 2 was October, and that was the recycle/upcycle challenge, and that's the one that I made the bag for, the laptop tote, out of a pair of trousers and a pair of dungarees. And then month 3, so the 3rd challenge, is the made to measure, and this is quite a loose brief for this one. It's basically to make something for an autumnal walk, something cozy for an autumn walk. And I've had this plan in my mind for a couple of years now. Bought the fabric for it, and that's as far as it got. So I thought this was an ideal opportunity to actually bring that plan to life. And the plan is to make a coat. I want to make a new winter coat, and I really want to make a winter coat in bright red, obviously, because I used to have a bright red coat when I was younger, in my 20s, and I wore my bright red coat to my dad's funeral when I was 22, and I really loved that coat. It was a big sort of, this was early 90s, so not long out of the 80s. It had big shoulder pads, and it had a big like shawl collar, and it was a full length coat, and it was really warm and snuggly, and I just wore it all the time. Wore it to death. So I really wanted to replace that with another red coat, and like I said, bought this fabric. This was from Minerva. This is it's not wool, it's an acrylic coating, I think. Doesn't say on here, but I'm pretty sure it was a while ago I bought it. Does it say when I bought it? No. But yeah, it's an acrylic coating fabric. It's actually coming up a lot brighter on camera than it is in real life, but I'm not sad about that. So yeah, this is going to be a coat. Pattern to be decided, and planning on doing a video next week or the week after. I'm not sure yet, depends when I get a chance to do the research, but there will be a video coming out shortly about coat patterns. I'll probably pick 5 or 6 that I like the look of, and then make a decision on which one I'm going to use. And they're going to be patterns for short people. I'm quite short-waisted as well, so my proportions are that my body is shorter and my legs are longer. Not that I've got long legs, but in proportion to the rest of me. And a lot of coats, particularly if they're fitted at all, the waist is very often too low on me, so they don't fit nicely, or they're all like bunched up or something. So I'm going to be specifically looking at patterns of coats for short-waisted people. So if anybody has any that they really like and think they would be good for me, pop them in a comment below and I'll take a look. I think I probably have already decided which one I'm going to do, but we'll see. I might get my mind changed. So this is going to be the coat, and then this is going to be the lining fabric, and this is a gorgeous cotton sateen fabric that I bought. I think I bought this from Rainbow Fabrics. Yeah, I think it was a Rainbow Fabrics purchase maybe it was either last year or the year before, I can't really remember, but there's plenty of it here, and it's one of those like super wide fabrics, so there should be loads to line the coat with, and I'm hoping there's going to be some left over because I think I'd quite like a top in that as well. But yeah, that's the plan, is that's going to be the lining for my coat, and we'll see how that comes out. So that will need to be made up in November because that's the month of the Busy Bee Sewing Challenge. The rest of it just as and when I get chance, really, and hopefully before Christmas, hopefully well before Christmas, because then there'll probably be some Christmas sewing that I need to do, because I nearly always make pyjamas for all the family, and various other bits and bobs I like to sew for Christmas presents. So I never leave myself enough time to do it, but hey, that's the life of a busy working person who likes to sew also. So that's it. I think that's everything. I'll leave links to all the patterns I've talked about down below so that you can go and have a look, but just don't hold me to any of them. I might change my mind. I quite often do, as evidenced by this top that was going to be a dress. So speak to you all again soon. Hope you're all well and hope you're all enjoying your sewing time, and I'll see you later. Take care. Goodbye.